Hello folks, and welcome to another episode of today's Winthrop. And I'm going to start off the show by reading off the first letter. It says, "Dear today's Winthrop, could you please recognize on your show the meat market? Patsy and his crew always put out great food at great prices. We have used his catering business with excellent results. They were on time, set up everything we needed, and the food was delicious. We also shop at his store for great cuts of meat, and the calzones are to die for. Winthrop is a better place for having the meat market located in this town. Sincerely, Thomas Rossi." Tom, because you sent that letter in, we're going to send you a Today's Winthrop t-shirt. And now we're going to head in and see the owner and the guy that started this whole thing. So come on in. I'm here with Patsy Cimino, the owner of the meat market that got that great letter. Actually, 3 letters, just to let you know, which is really cool when we get multiple letters. We try to pick one that looked good on the air, but the other ones were extensive, that says something about you.
Oh, good, thank you.
But anyways, Patsy, how long you been in this business now?
29 years this past September.
And how long you been in this location?
The whole 29 years.
The whole
yeah.
29 years?
There used to be a very small store when I first started, and the last few years I took over 2 other stores, made it bigger.
Now, how'd you come up with the idea of the meat market? I mean,
actually, my brother-in-law, Carmen Bertino, used to live up the street. Saw the store for rent years ago, and we ended up coming in partners. He stayed about a year, then he left, and I kept the store. And I've been here ever since, working away.
I have to tell you, I was really pumped up doing this interview today because of, number one, every time you come in here, it smells great. Yeah, and you don't want I gained 5 pounds before I even get anything.
Sounds
but
good,
what are your most popular items? Is it seasonal? Is it,
It is seasonal. It depends really on the year. This time of year right now, with the holidays coming up, prime ribs, lamb roast, pork roast. My steak tips are a big seller in the summer months. We make our own sausages. Our subs go really well. Italian subs we make. Everything's made fresh to order. So, but everything, I do a little bit of everything. So it depends. Like I said, it is seasonal. What people.
I have to tell you, one of my favorites, and it was actually mentioned in the letter, is the calzones.
Yes.
Your calzones are unbelievable.
Yep.
I don't know, and I can't tell the price because this isn't a commercial.
Yep.
This is a recognition show, but I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, we make them up. All the calzones is a pound of meat with a pound of dough in there. We make them up fresh, make them a couple times a week. I do a lot of prepared food, so a lot of people come in instead of going out and buying some subs. They'll come in and get a calzone, feed a family with it.
And when you think about that,
quick and easy.
When you think about that, Patsy, and what you pay for a calzone, and it will feed a family.
Yes.
It's
up to 4 people, yes, it would.
Or you and me.
Yes.
Now, do you have I see the advertising, but do you have weekly specials? And
I do. I do luncheon specials every day. We have different meat specials every week that we run. And like I said, really, it's what's out there. What's going on. Same thing with the produce. We have different produce that we run.
Now,
we carry boards at cold cuts, so it's
excellent cold cuts. Everything here, I can actually say there's nothing here that's below standard. This is above standard and above that.
Yeah.
Just to let you know. Now, I'll say this because we're taping this show before the holiday, just before Christmas. Do you have gift certificates that people can buy?
Yep, we do. We have gift certificates. They actually, I just went to I updated to new ones with the credit card ones.
Oh, really?
So it's easy. So once you load them up, you can actually reload them once you use them. I have a lot of parents use them for their kids when they have half days of schools. Instead of giving money, they give them the card.
Oh, they can come in. Yeah.
They can have lunch. We do have a kids menu that we have. So a lot of the kids from school come in half days.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, so
you don't have to worry about it.
So you have to worry about losing the money or spending it when they're not supposed to.
And a great gift, and it's nice and easy, and you can.
And like I said, it really is, and it's a lot better than the old way of the gift cards from before. The paper ones. Mm-hmm. You forget them, you lose them. At least this year, people who buys them, gets to use them. They don't forget. They put them in their purse or their wallet. And
I didn't forget to use mine. I actually had mine, and I used it. Now let's talk about your catering business. You have a very successful catering business. I was down the Elks. I was doing functions down there for about 10 months, and you're one of the few, I'll say one of the 2, and this is going to leave this wide open now, so I'll get letters on this one, but not a complaint, all praise. It's incredible, and every little detail you follow up on.
Yeah, when I do the catering, it's very hard, especially with funerals, reunions. People don't know how many people are going to show up. So I steer them to what they need, and when I do the food, if I do food for say 50 people, each one of my trays feeds 50 people. So if they're having 50 people and 75 show up or 60 show up, they're going to have enough food to feed them. So they're not going to run out of food. Versus that, someone says 50 people, they'll do trays of 25s or they'll do trays of 30s. I always, being born in Italy and being Italian, always a little extra food, so
You're Italian?
people don't run out.
I thought he was Irish.
Yeah,
No,
he was. But it's so we do them up. Peter Caggiano, Warren Kirby, they always send people over to see me and stuff like that. So it works out really nice. I've been doing it. We do anywhere from a cocoa platter to sit down weddings. So
it's and to do that job, I was down there filling in. It was a part-time thing, and to do that for 10 months, never running out of food in a 10-month period. And
Thank you.
there's always something like napkins. There's never.
I like to leave extra. You don't know how many people are going to take, or if they're going to drop them on the floor or something happens. Always a little extra, because when we go back and pick everything up after, if there's napkins or plates left, you take them back. But if there isn't, you leave them.
Okay, now let's talk about you expanded the place. You opened up this restaurant over here. We're in between breakfast and lunch right now, which is great because we can talk right now. But how many people does this sit?
Up to 36 seats. I don't have a liquor license. You can't bring your own booze. But we do lunch, breakfast. I'm still closing at 6 o'clock. I tried the 8 o'clock at night without the liquor license. It's very hot. People don't want to come out. But it works out nice. I had a lot of customers always ask, I wish you had a place you can sit down and eat if you got a sandwich, your meals instead of taking them home. It's so much easier when something goes out fresh.
Right.
Than trying to take it home, and
it's like having a home-cooked meal. You're right here, coming over here.
Everything's done fresh. And like I said, everybody enjoys it. It's the same customers that come in all the time. And like I said, it's great. It's great seeing them. Like I said, I've been here 28 years. I grew up with most of the kids. I have done a bunch of my customers' kids' weddings that, I knew them from when they were 10, 12 years old.
That's when you know you've been here.
Yeah.
Kids, those kids are having kids.
And they come into the store now and shopping, coming in for lunch. It's just great to see them.
Now, what's on the menu, Patsy?
From a full breakfast menu all the way to, all the dinners that I make up. So
really? They can come in here and order?
Yep.
Holy cow.
And then we rent the room out if someone wants the room.
You just stole my next question.
If they don't want to dirty their house, I don't charge for the room. It's just come in and get the food you want. So if you're having 20, 30 people and you want to come in, it's a fee for the waitress and the tax, but everything else, like I said, it's...
What a great thing, even for a company to come in instead of, being a broken restaurant, you got the whole place over here. And
we close it off, so it's...
Now, I know you do a great business, when it comes to the functions and in your restaurant and your business here, obviously. But is there a demand for people at their home? Do you set up in people's residences?
We do. Any party we do. If they want them at their house, we do them in there. If they want waitresses, I can supply waitresses. I have girls that work for me. So like I said, but it's a lot of the people I noticed last few years, people shying away from the home parties. It's changing. Things,
well, if you can get a place, or you come here if you're having something.
Not charging, for the fee for the hall.
Right.
It's nice that there's a few $100s that people don't have to spend on most places they go.
I will tell you, his prices are unbelievable, and I can say that personally. Now, what are your hours of operation? Now, you say you close this
6 o'clock at night.
So is it the same, the market and the restaurant?
8 to 6 every day. Saturday 8 to 5.
And
on Sundays I come in and do catering on Sundays. I'm not open Sundays for.
Let's, and we're also going to taper on this here because you got to see. We're a big Bruins family,
yes, I am.
And he's a big Bruins fan. And every time I go to the game, I look right where he's sitting.
Season holder for 18 years. So
incredible.
It's a good time.
I have to mention that about Patsy.
That's my vacation. It's the Bruins.
This is where you save your sanity.
That's a couple hours a night. It's great just to get out. Me and the wife, my daughter. Sometimes we bring friends, my nephews. It's nice. It's nice just to go there and just forget about it.
Right behind the net, about 7 rows up.
3 rows behind.
3 rows behind the net. Now he's really rubbing it in. I'm up. I was telling him I'm up in the balcony Saturday, and he's 3 rows down there. You know.
3 rows behind the net. So yeah, they're great seats. It's great, and I enjoy it. Like I said, you can see by the pictures that I have.
Incredible.
In the place. And this is,
It's like a
met
shrine.
Bobby a few times. I did a few jobs for him through Duval, and so yeah, I have a lot of Bobby Orr.
I felt like I should have genuflected when I came in here and saw all this.
Great. Yeah,
you know,
it's a good time.
now what is? Why don't you give out your contact your information, your address, if you have a website?
Yeah, we do.
Phone number.
meatmarketcatering.com for the website. We check it. We're online here. So it's we do a little bit of everything. So you can really.
And I know where everybody knows the address, but what number?
It's 224 Winthrop Street. The phone number is 617-846-6303. You can fax in 617-846-2721. So like I said, a little bit of everything.
So they can literally go online, find. Is the menu online?
The whole menu's online.
And they can fax you their order.
They
and
can fix the order in, or they can call them in. I don't do a computer here because dealing with meats all day long, our hands just touching things. So
I know you'll be washing it.
Yeah, I try not to, bring that in. But it's, we set up if people want to come in and have coffee and sit on their computer and do some stuff. We have Wi-Fi in here, so it's set up for that also.
I have to say, and another thing, and being in the hospitality industry for a long time in my life, when you come into a place and see it this clean, and the people so friendly, and it just makes for a great experience. It makes it, for a small town, repeat business is important.
Very important, very important. But my brother's been here with me 28 out of 29 years. Keith's been with me about 10 years now. Heather, the waitress, she's been with me about 6 years. So it's the same people. So everybody, you come in here and it's like, they can ask us for something, we know what they're going to get. I don't oversell them. I don't know. Someone comes in, tell me you're having 5 people for a roast beef. We tell you what you need, and you're always going to have plenty of roast beef.
I know that.
A little bit of leftover.
Yeah.
Without killing your budget or giving you something that's you're going to have half left over. So there's a lot of things that we do. Absolutely.
I'm going to say this: Patsy Cimino, the Winthrop Meat Market, his crew, great people. The second biggest Bruins fan here. Patsy, I'll talk to you, buddy.
Thank you.
And welcome back. Now this show, can you imagine driving into Winthrop on Main Street and you pull in, you see a gas station or a service station like behind me, and it looks like something out of Mayberry, untouched from the 1950s. But then you see all these military vehicles out front. And you have to ask yourself, someone that's out of this town, has this station been placed under martial law? Well, we're going to find out why it's like this, and you're going to meet one of the greatest, craziest bunch of guys in Winthrop. Let's go in there and we'll talk to him right now. Let's go. Now, let's start off with the leader of these guys that I was just talking about outside, if you want to call it that, General Richard Duval.
Hello, everybody.
That's the talk show we were talking about.
That was it. Okay. Owner operator. Been in business 39 years this month.
Is it? Really?
And 39 years. Been on the corner since I worked for Irv Furlong in high school.
Yeah.
This is our motto over here, old age and treachery. We'll always overcome youth.
Yeah, no kidding.
Huh?
We should have had a big party for the 39 years.
Next year if I make it.
We'll have a party for him. But, this is a long time you've been here then.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had you gone in 5 years in the pool.
Well, everybody, yeah. Oh, let me tell you. You're not the only one, let me tell you, yeah.
Okay, let's go right down the line so we'll talk to all the guys. This is Bill Brown. Bill's a great guy. He's actually the brains of the outfit. So it'll give you an idea what level we're at right now. Bill, how you doing, buddy?
Level. Fine. How are you? Nice to meet you all.
And I heard something today, which Richie was telling me that he does a lot of the mechanic works out here on the old vehicles. Is that true?
I help the general.
Yeah, you help the general, and your paycheck does clear, right?
It does. It doesn't. I haven't been able to find a bank that would take Mexican money.
I think the crayon throws it off, And over here, we got Bob Dion. You know Bob?
Oh, yeah.
Bob is in charge of the Winthrop Somali Navy. And there's a story behind that we're going to talk about when we show the boat outside. But he's one of the mainstays in Winthrop. And you were a mechanic right down the street there for a long time.
Yeah, I worked 15 years for Don Kopek. Yeah, and I'm a new member to the Rat Pack here.
You fit right in, by the way. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, that is a good thing. It is a good thing, yeah.
And now, finally, and let's get over here, we got Richard Gay. Everybody knows Rich from supporting the troops. He just got laid off from that, though. He was getting more fan letter than Rich. Rich Honan, he's like, no, we can't have that.
I never got paid for that show anyways. I don't know how many people he paid, but it wasn't me.
You guys do a great job. You really do.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Rich is the new commander of the American Legion, Post 146.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's-
Thank
you
you.
guys, all of you know you do a great job.
It's a great job, let me tell you.
Did that sound convincing?
It's even better.
Well, we're going to be going outside looking at it, but you got to see the office in here. And, look around you here. How would you feel coming into a gas station and you have a complaint like, hey, wait a minute, you fix this. No, it's fine. It's fine. If you look at some of the forget about the bottle of rum. There you go. Over here. And right over here, if we can pan down, this is, let me move this over here. Oh. That's the complaint department, and, but we're going to go outside. Let's hear about this. What is it, and where'd you get it, and go for it.
It's an amphibious duck, 1943. It was, we got it off the Boston Duck Tours, and we brought it back to the Second World War configuration here. And we take it for a swim once in a while. We don't like bringing it into the salt water much, but we do all the parades with it, and it's pretty rugged. These were built for the Second World War. Wouldn't have to unload barges when they came to a landing, an island landing or anything. They could go right from the ship up on land and unload any cargo that they had. They were very simply built. It was just a hull on a truck chassis. They were already making the truck chassis for 2.5-ton trucks, similar to the truck over there. All they did was put a tub on it, and seal it up, and they were off and running.
Off and go. Now, any of you guys have a story that can go with this?
I was at the Columbus Day Parade a couple of years ago, and we had a Sarah Palin look-alike on this in the Columbus Day Parade in Boston, and everybody in the North End, we fooled everybody. They thought it was her.
Yeah.
It was his friend Tom the plumber who got her involved with it, I think. Wasn't it
Bud
Tom?
Dacey.
Bud got her in there?
Yeah,
Wow.
Bud. Yeah.
And everybody was fooled. That was
Yeah,
my
she
favorite
thought-
thing with
yeah,
that
she
in
actually
the
thought-
parades. We have so much fun in the parades.
I remember we did a veterans thing, and you put the veterans on here for a ride. Was this the vehicle you took them back?
Oh, when we picked up the kids off the Navy ship,
Yes.
wanted to ride. It was the St. Patty's Day parade, and we came back, and there were a bunch of sailors walking down the street, and they asked us, "How do you get to the North End?" And they wanted to go down and see the North End. Their ship was docked in Charlestown, so we gave them a ride down. But before we got them to the North End, we went down the Charles River. And they went for a splash, and they couldn't believe that thing was going off in the water. They had a great time, and of course everybody up and down the Charles was beeping their horn. A bunch of sailors in their white uniforms there. They got a big kick out of it. There was about 10 of them. They made their trip to Boston.
The trip to Boston was definitely memorable. Okay, let's take a walk over this one here.
It's another 1943. They built about 20,000 of these. Some of them have survived. Most of them were used for target practice.
They were bad shot
But
on this one.
oh, let me tell you, this managed. It is a museum piece, and we do all the parades with it. and there's a
Wait,
few rattles and bangs in it, but it gets there and back.
Have you ever been pulled over? What size is the?
Yes, we have. We were going down to a parade in Lynn one time, and all of a sudden, we were on the Lynn Marsh Road. All of a sudden, this cruiser came by us with the lights blinking and flashing and everything. And, oh, what did we do wrong now? And we pulled it over, and the cop jumped out of the cruiser, and he ran over with his camera. He says, "Hold it right there. Wait a minute. I gotta get a picture of this." So that was
I thought you sent Bill or Bob up the top there with the gun and pulling it back or something.
shit. Yeah, so that's the story with our half
You know,
track.
another funny thing is you drive this on Storrow Drive, and state police will be at the rotary, taking care of traffic, and they look and they see this coming down the thing, and they're like, "Uh-oh," and they just turn their backs and just go like this, like, yeah, that happens all the time. It's like, I don't want
It's
anything to
almost
do
4
with this.
o'clock. I'll be
Yeah.
off in 20
I'm not.
minutes.
I don't see this at all. They say.
I gotta buy my wife one of these. It'll cut down on the tickets.
That's hilarious when that happens. Those are in the parades.
We have more vehicles over here. Come on, let's take a look. What do we have here, Rich?
This is a 1953 Willys Jeep, and they made about 18,000 of these. They made these from 53 to 57. Then they came out with the newer Vietnam era Jeeps. But this is a good rugged Jeep. It'll go through anything. It's just fun. Everybody that has, Lisa, you have a Jeep. You know how much fun it is driving your Jeep. So it's just it's a fun toy to have. Everybody should have at least one. Oh yeah, well there you go. Yeah.
No. And by the way, Lisa's our camera person, not just someone walking by. And she, where do you find these vehicles? I mean, it's not like you can go to Furlongs and say, "Hey, look at that half track over there." You know, with the little paint, it'll be nice.
Well, I'm in partners with Tom the plumber, TTP, on the Duck, and we were out here sitting out here one day, and we have all our green trucks out here, and a fellow was walking down the street. And he came up to me and he said, "Hey, you interested in buying an amphibious duck?" And I says, No, I'm not at all. And the plumber comes walking out of the back. Tommy comes walking out of the back. He said, "Well, why don't we go in partners? Why don't we go in partners with the thing?" And it sounded like a crazy enough idea to do, so we did. We went over, we picked it up, and that's the story on the...
So the next time you hire TTP, Tom Di Bartolomeo, I think it's not bad for an Irish guy. Just remember these vehicles that he owns, so make sure that check clears. But let's go take a look. Oh, wait a minute.
There's Bob.
This is Bob Dion in this one here. Let's swing around here and take a look at this boat. Great story. Rich, what do we have here?
Well, right here we have the original African Queen. That's what it's known as. We've had it for quite a while. It's a lifeboat, and it's powered by a 12-horse diesel, single piston diesel engine, and it really moves along. It really flies. We pull water skiers with it and everything.
I don't think so, but
No, oh well.
no. You forget I seen this thing go.
Bob has a
Oh,
story.
It has
and-
a very distinctive run to it, though. You can tell his boat when it's coming. It's like
bump, bump, bump.
And then when he has the cannon on it too, you forget that.
That's a good segue. We just took the veterans out in the fifth annual cruise, and we were going along, and this is where Bob's going to pick up the story. All of a sudden, we heard.
Well, the veterans were boarding the boat, and Mr. Duval come up with a great idea that we give them a 21-gun salute with his brass cannon that he has. And,
By the way, without telling anybody.
well, without telling us all. And it mounts up here, right up here on the top of the bow. And they were coming out of Boston Harbor, and we were firing the cannon. And we ended up at the dock at the Winthrop landing, and we gave them quite a show. They were jumping out of their pants when they heard that cannon go off.
I have to tell you, because I was on that boat, and we're going along, and you heard this boom, and we're like, what? Where does that come from? And you got a lot of these I'm not saying shell-shocked veterans or anything, but they're all going like this here.
Yeah, they were kind of ducking.
And we didn't know where it was coming from. But we could see this little black boat going about 5 miles an hour trying to catch up to us. And so all of a sudden, like 10 minutes go by, and again, it was even louder. It was like, boom. It was,
Yeah, we did it at the dock. When their boats docked, we snuck up behind them and gave them a few more blasts. And unfortunately, there was a couple of kayakers in front of us, and they almost tipped over.
Well, I know.
And a few of the veterans on the craft, they said, "Well, gee, Somalian pirates."
That's why you're the commander of the Somalian Navy in Winthrop.
That's right. That's how that came about.
I'll never forget that.
But it was all his idea.
Yeah, see that? It was Rich's idea.
Oh, no. But you know, all the time, I have to say, all the time that we were doing this, now figure this out. We're off the airport firing a cannon. I had visions of getting locked up. I swear to God, you know.
I actually
with
called.
the Homeland Security.
I picked on you.
I thought Homeland Security was going to have us in the break.
And nothing. No one came by.
Nothing.
So
Nothing.
if you do have a cannon and you're near the airport, feel free to fire it up.
Just let it go.
Let it go. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's Bob's idea, though.
Yeah, but and if you do it, just blame it on Duval. That's it, right? Yeah. Yeah. Who gave you the idea? He did. You know.
It was a lot of fun, and you know, all the barbecue that John that you put on was fabulous. I mean,
We're gonna actually do it
they
again next
all
year.
had a great time. Yeah, that was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was good. We're gonna do it next year. A little more improvements.
And we have to give credit too. You had the band there, and you had active troops.
The Missile Men Band. We had active troops down there.
Yeah, that was a good show, and
Few from Winthrop.
that was a great
Best
show.
things of the summer.
Yeah,
it really
it was
is one
really
of the
good.
best
Yeah.
It was really good.
things that go on.
Well, before I pull my shoulder by patting myself in the back, let's take a look at this vehicle here. What do we have here, Rich?
This is a 5-ton Army transport truck. They made quite a few of this. These are Vietnam era. Bill here did quite a bit of work when he was overseas in Vietnam. Did a lot of changing engines and maintaining them when he wasn't working on the helicopters. And these are nice. They're power steering, and which makes a bit. Oh yeah, because the rest of the 2.5-ton truck's a little tough.
You know what I learned here, Rich, is that to keep Bill Brown quiet, just go over there with the microphone, and he doesn't say anything.
Well, I'm waiting for my chance to tell my
he's
story.
waiting for a cue.
I've got a story.
Makeup, come in here.
I was driving one of these, and I had troops on both sides, and the suspension on these is very stiff. And when you hit a bump, it'll actually shift depending on where you're going. It'll shift over. And I had both seats lined up with people, and I hit a bump. It went up and shifted over, and everybody on one side was in the middle of the floor. They weren't very happy with my driving skill.
And they do carry guns.
Well, that was the least of my problems. I thought I was going to get beat to death. But this is a great truck. It's fun to drive. It's great in the parades. It's really a workhorse.
And now and not getting into anybody's service thing here, but you were a mechanic in the service?
Well, they trained me for airframe repair, but in the Army's infinite wisdom, when I went to a replacement center, they stuck me fixing diesels, 5 tons. I did the engines, I did clutches, I did injector pumps. And then after 2 months, I said, I said, you got to put me where I'm supposed to be, and they transferred me back down with helicopters.
See, now Richie over here, Richie Gay, they had him doing mechanics, and I think he became a surgeon, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that what
brain surgeon.
Yeah, brain surgeon.
Brain surgeon.
Yeah, that was it.
Well, I think do we have another vehicle behind here, right? Do we have another one over here? or-
The old wrecker.
Oh, let's take a look at it. So here's another vehicle that is at the Duval's Auto here. So Emporium and other names when everybody's around, when you're not around. So what do we have here?
We have a 1957 5-ton Army wrecker, and it's this one is gas. It's not diesel. It's gas, but yeah. So the mileage isn't too good on it. It has one giant 6-cylinder engine in it. But this is that boom extends and all, and it's we change boat engines. It's
Well, everybody should have one, you know.
one or two. One or two.
One or
yeah.
two, yeah, sure, yeah. With the perfect second car, I reckon, you know.
This is fun. This is a lot of fun. Oh, yeah.
What size motor's in this one?
First
gear heads.
I don't know what that.
I don't know.
Big.
It's a big engine. That is a real term here. I'll go and ask Irv.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to ask her.
And this was used in Vietnam, you were saying?
This is a Vietnam. Yeah.
These
Recovery.
These were workhorses in Vietnam. They bailed us out. I was with the 3rd Engineer Battalion, and these babies bailed us out. You know, truck stuck in the monsoons, truck stuck in the mud and stuff.
We have one
Yank 'em
story.
right out.
One
Yank 'em
story about Robert over here, and one thing
We like the
don't
dope
have-
one, Robert. Yeah, go ahead.
One thing we don't have here is a bulldozer. So you have a story about a bulldozer that still seems to be in Vietnam.
Yeah, repairing the roads, Route 9 from Dong Ha to Camp Carroll during the monsoon. It slid off the road, went into a rice paddy, and it disappeared. Sunk in the rice paddy, and I'm sure it's still there.
The last thing they saw was that
Last thing, the diesel,
that exhaust pipe.
the last thing was the exhaust pipe pop, pop, pop. Yep.
So if this man, take a good look, if he ever asks you for your keys to your vehicle, remember that rice paddy story.
Then I had to report to the CO that we had one less bulldozer in the inventory because it disappeared.
He's your friend, right?
Oh, he used to be. Yeah. He doesn't drive anything.
no,
he
no,
doesn't.
He doesn't drive.
Middle of the road. Follow the yellow line there.
Yeah,
You're kind of
that's
getting
it.
too much trouble.
Someone said we had a story at the half ton. Was it the 5 ton? Let's go over back on that for a second.
Commander.
Now we're going to talk to the commander of the American Legion Post. He has a story.
5 ton. The Bill didn't want to say it for some reason, but I was with Bill one time, and I don't know who it was from East Boston. They wanted to have Richard Duval with the Jeep drive Santa Claus to the Heights tree lighting, and they had me and Bill. Bill was driving the 5 ton, and they had all these characters of Christmas characters in the back, and everybody was. It was set up to be like Santa does in Winthrop through every street, but they didn't tell us that. They just said we were going to escort Santa. So it was 3:30 in the afternoon in East Boston. It was pouring rain. Richard was in front of us in the Jeep with Santa, drenched. Bill had the drive, and what they did is they went through every street in East Boston, and Bill had to drive this 5 ton down Jeffries Point, Eagle Hill, all of those tight corners.
Little narrow streets.
And we're trying during rush hour, and we lost Richard twice. The police had him, so everybody's cutting us off. We're Central Square, Jeffries Point, and finally we're like, where are we? We just drove. So we're driving back to Winthrop, and next thing we know, we're on Saratoga Street coming into Winthrop, and here's Richard coming the other way from Winthrop with the police in front of him, and he didn't even see us. He's like driving like this, and Bill and I were just like, oh, forget it. Let's just go back. It's like, I didn't know what to do.
Whatever happened with
Oh, my
Santa?
God. I don't even
dropped
know.
off
We
all the
missed
people that were
everything.
back.
I know. We don't even know what
Dropped them
happened.
right off at the tree lighting, and we left.
It was very unorganized, I think. But Bill did unbelievable. I had still never seen driving
I
like
was
that
in places
my life.
I didn't even know existed in East Boston.
I can't even drive my 10-speed around
Exactly.
some of those corners.
That's
I don't know
what
how
I'm
you
saying.
did
I
that.
was
Just to let you know, and follow up on that story, Santa has yet to be seen.
Yeah, I know.
So we lost him.
MIA.
MIA. So he's.
Another funny story is Richard went into Charlestown to do a party for somebody in Charlestown.
Don't tell him that story. They're still looking for me.
He was going up a street to the party. Yeah, no, I shouldn't even tell this one. And he's driving.
Tell
Are
it.
you all right on that side? Yeah, I'm all right. All right. So he's driving up the street. All this, you hear all car alarms going off. He's just kept running, just driving all the way up.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, you don't have to
And
cut
we'll
that
give the
one.
address after the show. So if that was one of your cars that went off.
That was a riot.
Well, guys, let's get back inside here. we're back. You know, you have the Senate, you have Congress. Winthrop has Duval's station here, and these are the minds that solve all the problems. They know the answers. And Bill Brown just said something here, and I'll see if we can get it out of him again. What was it? The half track?
The 5-ton. When you're in the parades, the kids like to hear the air horn. But the mothers that have children in the carriages is sleeping. When you blow the air horn, the kid comes about 2 feet off the bottom of the carriage. And it does one of these numbers and hits the carriage down.
So Bill Brown's number is 555. Help, you know. And you guys have it. First of all, I want to, on behalf of Winthrop, I want to congratulate Rich Gay for being the new commander of the American Legion Post.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. It is
a
quite
high
an
honor.
honor. It's quite an honor. I'm really happy with the whole thing.
It's
It's a lot of hard work too, you know.
well, you have Rich, you have all this help. But yeah, you got the general over here. How can you go wrong? You got the Somali Navy here, but you know. Okay, I have to ask you. You got some great stuff here. Bill, hold on to this for a second.
Yeah,
What's this here?
Well, it's a practice grenade.
A practice grenade.
Yeah. Just
Which-
don't hold that.
What do I do with this?
That's it. You got it right.